Well, Lynn and I are very pleased to welcome everybody to this celebration of Kate and Adam's wedding. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to Adam's parents, Colleen and Larry. And because this is also about the joining of our families, and it's great to have you as part of our family, so welcome. And in case any of you were wondering, is there going to be enough Larry to go around? We now have two in the family. So Larry, thank you for the reinforcements, and I think we'll give the kids a good dose of Larry as time goes on. I'm going to hand it over to Linda for a sec.
Aw. Here, can you take this for me? Thank you. Okay, I'm not good with extemporaneous speaking, so. Right, it's what I do. Okay, as we celebrate Kate and Adam's marriage, I'm reminded that this type of milestone is steeped in tradition, rituals, and perhaps an old wives' tale or two. Having raised 3 lovely daughters and as the happy grandmother of Josie, I now identify as an old wife. As such, I am prepared to share an old wives' tale handed down from my beautiful mom. So most babies enter the world in their birthday suits. However, approximately 1 in 80,000 are born inside their amniotic sac. The old wives' tale is that babies who arrive in this manner have the gift of being clairvoyant. I was one of those babies. And when my mom relayed this story to me, I thought it was very cool, but not something that could actually be a part of who I am. However, as time went on, I began to realize that I would meet people and have very strong feelings that the person that I had just met was someone who would become a very meaningful part of my life. I had these feelings with my dear girlfriends who are here today, and definitely the first time I saw Larry. Then, one day, in the fall of 2016, Kate invited some friends over to watch TV. And there was one kid there that I had not met before. I was standing in the kitchen looking into the family room when I first saw Adam, and I experienced the familiar feeling that there is someone special who will become part of our lives. And now we are gathered here today all because 2 wonderful individuals fell in love, and Adam has become an integral part of the Fountain family.
I think those champagne might be for us.
There's what?
Are those champagne for us?
Thank you.
You know,
The kids.
many of you have known Kate or Adam for a long time, in many cases since early childhood. And by now you're probably recognizing certain features and aspects of this day that remind you about Kate and Adam, and they're reflective of their personalities both as individuals and as a couple. And when I think of Kate and Adam, the first word that comes to mind is genuine. And that's really what today's all about. And it started with the ceremony earlier today, and the officiant, Jim Petralia. Jim, you did a great job. And and I know you've said you're one and done with this one, but I think you've got a future as an officiant. So if you want to pass out some cards, feel free. I'll take a cut too. But
We're on fixed income.
That's right. But Jim is Kate's uncle, her godfather, and her pizza making partner, and someone who is very near and dear to her heart. And the pizza making and the family gatherings around that. We make pizza on Christmas Eve is a great family tradition. We have Sunday dinners, and that's when Adam started to show up. And it was really how we got to know Adam well, and how he became an important part of our family. And as you read in his bio, and you heard a little bit about in the ceremony, it wasn't just the food that brought Adam to the house; it was the dog. And, Kate would say, Adam's going to come over because he wants to see Penny. And I thought, yeah, sure. And
No, I'm going to cut in. It was the chicken that Larry would make.
well, it was the food and it was the dog. But we quickly found out it was about Kate. And, and of course, Penny found her way into the wedding today, walked down the aisle with Jimmy, was one of the first ones there. So, maybe it really was about the dog. And if the dog was going to be in the wedding, well, then Josie had to be in the wedding, Kate's niece, and she made her debut today as a flower girl. And there are a number of other things today that are uniquely Kate and Adam. One is, I think you've seen a number of puns around, and one of Kate's kind of key senses of humor is her art of the pun. In fact, in the bio on their website, he thought Adam was somebody that she wanted to know better because she had passed butter to him. And I think pizza and puns kind of go together. And in fact, today's event is like one big pizza we're making where Dad provides the dough and Kate and Adam pick out all the ingredients that go on the pizza, and it's a lot of fun. There's also other aspects that are special to Kate and Adam, and one is Kate has a very successful career in insurance, but her passion is art. And if you noticed, there's not a guest book to sign in. There's a guest piece of art, a guest picture that I hope everybody will contribute to. And a blank easel or sheet of paper is also a really good way to compare and contrast Kate and Adam and their personalities. Now, if Kate sees a blank sheet of paper or a blank palette, she'll look at it. Kate's always been somebody to kind of color outside of the lines. She'll add some color to it. She'll be spontaneous. It might be something whimsical, or it could be a landscape, and she'll draw this amazing piece of art. Adam, on the other hand, will look at the blank sheet of paper, and he'll study it for a while. Being the computer science major that he is, he'll look at it closely. He'll try to decide exactly where each brushstroke needs to go and why. He'll look for patterns. He'll look to see if it makes mathematical sense. But at the end of the day, even though they take a different approach, the final product will be something that they'll take a step back and nod their approval on, and something that they like. So I think today is a special opportunity for everybody to add to that piece of art. And so I'm sure you're seeing a lot of things today that are uniquely Kate and Adam, and you think of them when you see these different aspects of it. But I have to say, when I look at Kate, I have a little bit different vision. I see the beautiful bride who's sitting here, but I also see a little kid who, when she was around, really starting as a toddler, would just hang out with me as I did errands around Alamo. It usually start at the Safeway early in the morning. We might end up at Costco. She's in my Costco card pictures where I would be holding her as a 2-year-old. We might make our way to Home Depot. We might get a haircut. When she was 2, we went to our first Giants game, and that's been a tradition of ours for the last 28 years. And one day that stands out in my mind, she was probably 4, and we were driving around, and there's a typical 4-year-old steady stream of chatter, this amazing 4-year-old just stream of consciousness. And she looked at me and she goes, "Hey, Dad, how come your eyes are so small, but you see so big?" And I thought, what a great 4-year-old comment and question. And it became apparent to me as time went on that Kate sees the big picture. She doesn't look at something that's just small or right in front of her. She gets the big picture, and she sees big. And I'm reminded of that today, because I think today is seen big. And the pizza party and the or pizza making and the family dinners and the art we see today aren't just features of today's event that will create lasting memories around this one day, but these are building blocks for a foundation for a successful marriage over a lifetime. And that's what Kate and Adam have. It's about making pizza on Christmas Eve. It's about family dinners. It's about that blank sheet of paper that might present itself as an opportunity or a challenge that you might approach from different points of view, but you create something that's uniquely yours and it works for both of you. And let's not forget, it's about a sense of humor in this crazy world. It's about the ability to find laughter and joy just in the day-to-day. And that's what Kate and Adam have. So Kate and Adam, congratulations. We love you. And here's to a beautiful couple on a beautiful day as you start your beautiful life. Cheers.
Cheers, I love you.
Who's next?
It's very hard to follow that, by the way. But I too will have to read from something I wrote. I too would like to welcome family and friends to this celebration of marriage. Today is a monumental day in the Lamar family, as the oldest son, Adam, has married the love of his life, Kate. When Adam brought Kate over to meet me for the first time, I could see Kate was special. You all know that, the ones that know her well, and you know that today, the ones that don't. As a father raising two sons, my goal was to teach them to be confident and caring men. Confident to take on challenges academically and graduate from college. And also play team sports as they were growing up. Caring to find ways to help family, friends, and the community they're involved in. My son Adam went to De La Salle, and Kate went to Carondelet, for those that don't know. One of the things that done at De La Salle was they work in the communities. They would come to San Francisco to help. And I thought that was a great thing for them to learn as young people growing up in high school. It was clear to me after meeting Kate and getting to know Kate, she is also a confident and caring woman. One last thing I'd like to say as a father, I'm so happy, Kate and Adam, I welcome you to a bigger family for both of us and for both families. Thank you very much, and I love you both.
Hey, good evening. Hey, it doesn't get better than this, right? Look at this view, the lighting. You can see I'm not prepared, but this is, for all of you that know me, this is Colleen, okay? Yes, expertatus Colleen. But I did want to highlight that you might have seen on the themes, if some of you came to the welcome party, we had butterflies everywhere. And just so if you read Kate's blog, which is so beautifully written on their website, it was talking about how that one of the catalysts, just one catalyst that, kind of caught Adam, the little bait that he caught was throwing that little pat of butter and him tossing it to him and him catching it and she's saying, have you ever seen a butterfly? So I just kind of think that's kind of cute and romantic, yeah, that's right. You threw the bait and you caught it, okay? We know that, right? So, as a crow flies, I use that expression a lot, but, with these two, we got to kind of say, as a butterfly flutters, okay? So we got to think in terms of the birds and the bees here, right? Oh, not what you think, okay? Not what you think, okay? Come on, let's keep it clean around here. This is a wedding, for crying out loud, okay? So anyway, shortly after that episode of the butter, Adam, it's like a work day, okay? It's like 11 o'clock at night, and he's preparing, like, he's making all kinds of noise in the kitchen, everything's banging around. I'm like, Adam, what's going on here? This is an evening work day, what's going on? He goes, Mom, I'm practicing a meal for Kate. And I'm having her over Friday night, and you need to sit down and eat this, and you got to tell me what you think, okay? And this is down to every detail. This has got the utensils out. He's got to try the rosé wine. I'm like, it's a work day. You got to drink it, Mom, because I need to know if it's too sweet, it's too dry. And it's like, who is this woman that he is going to all of these extensive things, so you knew she was special. Okay, we knew. And, I kind of think of these two like butterflies. They were humming out on these fields, okay? They got the Catholic thing going on. They got the high school thing going on, What else do they have going on? They got that sibling thing going on, okay? That sibling love and that sibling rivalry. Yes, okay. So I'm not 100% sure what it looked like in the Fountain household, but in my house, it was me, Adam, and the Alex, okay, squeezing into the same laundry bin, okay, in the box, trying to get into the same kitchen cabinet, okay. And it was so cute because Adam was like jumping into the crib almost every night, trying to get so close to his brother. We had to pluck him out every night. Say, you're going to kill him. You're going to squeeze him. You love him so much, And then the next morning, he'd be rolling that brother like a Tootsie Roll, okay? And, and sometimes Alex kind of rolled off the couch, but it was a soft landing, okay? It's okay. It was a soft landing, But, that's the kind of thing that was going on. And then later in life, Adam and I, we got to know each other quite a bit after college because we were commuting from Intercom, right, picking up at BART. And one day he kind of throws some clothes at me. Mom, can you wash this? What is this? It's a jujitsu outfit, okay? I'm doing this new sport, Mom. It's called jujitsu. And I said, Adam, you have been wrestling your brother for 2 decades. I have broken lamps and crushed sheetrock to prove it, okay? But if you think you're doing a new sport, okay, I'll let you think that, But, he was definitely always into sports. He was into esports, okay, whatever that is, okay? Basketball, baseball, cross country, ultimate frisbee, and now volleyball, okay? Hey, we know we got a lot of you out there, And then this is Adam, okay, jumping up at work. I went to visit his work because you can bring your mom to work thing, right? Brought his mom, made the mistake bringing his mom to work, And I see the yellow Post-its on the ceiling, okay? And I go, Adam, why are Post-it notes on the ceiling? Well, we're all testing out our vertical height jump, okay? So that's Adam, he's just very competitive and stuff. So kind of go forward a little bit. We had a little family reunion in the Poconos, brought Kate and Cheyenne with, And so here it is, Adam and Kate discovered the batting cages, okay? And this is a scene that would make layering into smile, grin to grin, okay? Because Adam and Kate were side by side in the batting cages, and you can see Adam swinging away. He's jacking up the RPMs. Kate comes along. She's jacking up the RPMs. And they are just hitting and hitting. It was just beautiful. And I just remember the passion of the two of them, and the joy that they had. And it was like, that's my girl. Moving the special dinner, the batting cages, and even what we loved about Kate was that she had never golfed before, and it's like, hey, Kate, can you, do you want to do golfing? She's like, hey, yeah, I'm game for that. She was just everything. I'm game for that, So we just loved that so much about her, and we knew that was the thing that our family loves, right? She just And even we had them making a meal together for the rest of us, a little test, but she passed with flying colors. You know, so did Cheyenne. You know, that's why she got married last year. Yeah, but it was just so joyful. You know, and we just love all the fun stuff with them, and we just see how Adam just lights up when he's there. And let me tell you, these two are generally butterflies most of the time, but they're also worker bees. You know, and you know, like Kate during school, she worked at the bookstore. Even with the insurance, you were working extra hours, you know, at Amazon. Adam, of course, working. We exploited child labor laws with Adam and Alex. They were doing all kinds of things, crawling and throwing wires and bunny suits at a very young age. Don't tell anybody. Don't turn me in. And also upgrades and things for my business. But these are just hard kids, and they work hard. And they're like project managers for this wedding. Okay, you should see the Excel spreadsheets, the effort they went to put so that all of us would have this wonderful experience, you know, was not lost on me. You know, what a great team. I mean, I just saw that, love that. And I just love getting to know Larry, Linda, Grandma Janet, and Lori and Jim, and just all of you are just, you know, the Fountain whole clan has been wonderful and loving. And they love my son, and like I love their daughter. You know, it's just been wonderful. So I think it's time to let these two little worker bees morph back to butterflies. I love to see them dance, smile, and laugh the night away. I love that they put laughter into their vows. And I just want to toast to these two. May they have wonderful adventures. May their mishaps be things that they can laugh at the next day. And just cherish the evening, cherish the night. We love you very much. Happiness to you both. Cheers. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Annie.
And my name is Jane. We're Kate's sisters and co-maids of honor. And we'd like to take a moment to thank our parents, Linda and Larry, and Adam's parents, Colleen and Larry, for hosting the rehearsal yesterday and wedding tonight. Also, Kate wanted to make sure that we gave an extra thank you to our wonderful officiant, Uncle Jimmy, and to Uncle Bob and Auntie Ann for the lovely poems as well. We are so excited to be celebrating Kate and Adam, and we appreciate all that you've done to make that possible this weekend.
Kate, it has been so much fun growing up alongside you. From packing up our backpacks and going on an adventure in the backyard when we were little, to standing by each other when we got married, I've always loved being your older sister. But even though I'm the oldest, I look up to Kate in so many ways. Kate is one of the most caring, creative, and hardworking people that I know. She is incredibly loyal and has such a strong commitment to her family. She's always available to spend time with Grandma, to make pizza with Uncle Jimmy, and be a loving, fun aunt to Josie, even from across the country. Kate is an incredible artist. She's always had a natural talent, and she furthers this through a weekly art class. She even made all of the numbers on our tables tonight. She's athletic, she's funny. There's really not much more you could want in a little sister.
Or in a big sister. Since the day I was born, Kate wholeheartedly stepped into the big sister role. Though, like any middle child would, Kate will occasionally air her grievances of being that middle child. It always seemed to me that she loved being a big sister. As little kids, she shared a room with me, she held my hand, walking me to preschool, and played with me countless times in the backyard. Kate only continued to look after me as we got older. When I started my freshman year of high school, Kate was a senior. Instead of being too cool to acknowledge her lame 14-year-old sister in the hallways, Kate made sure that I felt comfortable. She showed me the ropes from day one. She let me sit with her and her friends at lunch when I was still making some of my own. And she gave me all the inside info on teachers and how to make the school uniform look a little less dorky. She made the transition into high school a whole lot less scary. Once Kate went off to college at University of Oregon, she still couldn't get rid of me. She let me stay with her for a summer in Oregon and let me pretend to be a college student myself. Once again, she brought me along with her friends to parties and concerts and various events around Eugene, preparing me for what it would be like when it was my turn to go to college. All this to say, I do think that one reason she maybe let me hang around so much is that Kate cannot ever make a decision. Even though I'm her younger sister, I've been calling the shots for her for years now. From picking out her outfits to deciding what to eat, it's been up to me to guide her there. Annie and I even planned every detail of her bachelorette party because she just couldn't decide what she wanted to do. So while I don't know where I'd be without her in my life from the start, I also don't know where she'd be without us either. Probably still deciding what to have for lunch. But the one time Kate needed absolutely no help deciding was her choice to be with Adam. There was never any uncertainty in him or in their relationship, and I think that that's how we all knew he was definitely the one.
Adam, we're so glad you and Kate have each other. You two complement one another perfectly, and even though you felt like family for a long time now, we're excited to officially call you our brother. We couldn't have picked a more perfect match for our sister. We're so happy for you two and love the love that you share. At Kate's bachelorette party in San Diego a few weeks ago, I asked her what she was most excited for about being married. Not surprisingly, her first response was, "I don't know." But after a minute, she said, "I'm just excited to see what life has." And I think that's such a beautiful way to look at marriage, because whatever life has in store, the good, the bad, and everything in between will be made better because you two have each other. So let's raise our glasses to Kate and Adam and all that life has for them. We love you. Cheers.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alexander Lamar. I'm the little brother of Adam, of course. Now, Kate, well, brother-in-law, but. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Lamar, congratulations on this amazing new beginning. I've seen this wonderful day coming since you two were still dating, and I'm overjoyed to be here celebrating with you both. Growing up with Adam as my brother has been a great blessing. He's the most dependable person I know, whether it was games, sports, or debates. I always wanted my brother on my side, because if Adam was on my side, or was with me, I should say, I felt like we could overcome anything. His dedication and effort are qualities I deeply admire. When something matters to him, he pulls out all the stops. Kate and Adam, you two are a perfect balance for each other. It's evident in the dynamic ways you lean on each other in conversation and life. From the way you two play off each other's puns, have that seamless communication going on between you two. It just shows how in sync you two are, I think. Both the way you two share in bringing joy to all, or fortunate to witness this. A fun recent memory I want to share is from New Year's Eve. My wife Cheyenne and I invited Adam and Kate out to celebrate with us in San Francisco at a concert. I was delighted they eagerly agreed to join us, of course. Having them there with us made the experience just so unforgettable. Just seeing how they embrace like this new experience, enjoying this new genre of music, just having them there just made it such a wonderful time, and showed that they're just so dedicated to embracing the celebration and joy. As we all celebrate this special day, I wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude to you all, to thank both families, friends, and everyone who came together to make this day so memorable. Your love and support mean the world to Adam and Kate. To the parents, to our parents, thank you for raising such incredible individuals and for welcoming each other's families with open arms. To their friends, thank you for the laughter, the memories, and for always being there. Adam and Kate, may your journey ahead be guided by love, joy, and with a caring heart. Here's to a lifetime of happiness. Cheers.